Hi, welcome to LearnStroke. This is Arjun R Shaankar, and as a part of the Master Foundation course, we had a free webinar, and out of that, a lot of people requested for a book list for starting UPSC preparation. So I thought I'll make a small video where I'll try to tell you the major book list for civil services preparation, and I am assuming that all of you are starting your preparation from the basic level. So I'll be telling you the names of the books in that order. And to start with, let me remind you once again that the civil services syllabus or the major subjects is all divided into the major pillars. The first pillar is history, which has got history. The second pillar is geography. Third pillar is economy. Fourth pillar is Indian polity or constitutional law. Fifth pillar is environment. And the sixth pillar is science and technology. So for prelims perspective, mains perspective, the one thing that you have to always strategically understand is that for prelims as well as mains, these subjects are called as the major subjects or the major pillars of civil services. If you study these major pillars, you can get a good number of questions in the prelims as well as in the mains. And there are also minor pillars like small topics like Indian society, international relations, governance, climate change, small topics like poverty, hunger, health, globalization. There are many minor pillars or minor topic areas. Disaster management is an area which you have to study. So I think you got an idea that there are minor pillars as well as major pillars. For every UPSC aspirant, the major challenge is to read and understand and learn the major pillars, the 6 major pillars, which forms or dominates the major subjects in civil service examination. So, in order to start it, let me tell you that the first step, there are 2 important steps for study, and the first important step starts with the basic preparation, which is definitely NCERT. NCERT books are the major foundation steps for civil service aspirants. That means most probably about 6 to 12 standard NCERT are very important. Most cases I'll tell you. That is how you create the foundation. And on top of the foundation, you have the second level called as the standard books. So once you create a foundation, on top of that, you create the house, which is the standard books. So if you do it strategically, that is the best way of preparing for civil services. So I'll give you an idea about the first foundation or the NCERT level. For history, always understand history is divided into ancient history, medieval history, modern history, Indian culture, as well as world history. So out of this history, the most important areas that you have to study is modern India. Because modern India is very, very important for the prelims as well as for the mains examination. That doesn't mean that ancient India and medieval India are not important. They are important. Indian culture is also important. But modern India has a big domination because it is very important in prelims as well as for the mains exam. So how to read this? When you start with modern India, Bipin Chandra's old NCERT is very, very important for this. You can easily Google it and find out the old NCERT of Bipin Chandra. So I'm talking about the first level preparation or the foundation level preparation. If you read Bipin Chandra's Modern India, the old NCERT, you will have a very good idea about how the modern India history slowly evolved. That will give you a very good idea. And if you find any problem, even Tamil Nadu's book of history is also very, very easy to understand. So people, if you have a problem to understand, you can easily check out the Tamil Nadu books of history. The ancient medieval history of Tamil Nadu is also very important and very easy to understand. So if you have any problem in reading Bipin Chandra and understanding it, you can easily refer to the Tamil Nadu books for history also. And likewise, ancient India and medieval India can actually wait, because as far as the exam point of view, strategically modern India is important. So you can definitely read the ancient India and medieval India at a later stage. First focus on modern India so that you become strategic. And then moving on to the economy portion. economy, and let's discuss geography first. So let's take geography. Geography, the most important area that you have to understand is one is the fundamentals or the principles of geography, which talks about the geographical phenomena of the world. You need to know about the earth, you need to know about the atmosphere, water, climate, lot of geographical principles. You have a very important book, and after that the Indian geography is also important. So know about the geographical phenomena of the world, the principles of geography, and after that know the Indian geography part in detail. Apart from that, learn about there is social geography, human geography, and economic geography, small portions which are definitely covered in the NCERT. So when I say 6 to 12, a lot of people will have a confusion. So first focus on geography. I think you can start reading from 6th standard, because when you start reading from 6th standard, apart from history, geography is very interesting because you will learn a lot of things when you chronologically read 6, 7, 8, 9. You will definitely have a good understanding about geography. But the master NCERT for geography is definitely 11th and 12th NCERT, which are the main geography foundation. So you can easily follow the 6 to 12 methodology in this. And moving on to the economy part, Indian economy is divided into two, the Indian economy as well as the macroeconomy. The macroeconomic principles are very, very important for civil services, prelims as well as mains. And you should know that economics is divided into one, macroeconomy as well as microeconomy. For civil services, macroeconomic principles are more important, but that doesn't mean that microeconomics is not important. Some few areas of microeconomics is also important, but macro is important. Indian economy, how India's economy evolved from the British times, from the time of freedom and until date, how the Indian economy evolved is a very important topic that you have to study. So one is Indian economy and the second is macroeconomy. And the best thing is NCERT. You can check out the NCERT. Indian economy topics is very popular. You have the +1 book, and in +1 and +2, and in 9th standard also, some books you can find some areas of economy automatically appears in the social studies. In the lower classes of NCERT, you have the social studies, and some chapters of economy can be easily found there. Or else in NCERT, you have an Indian economy book as well as a book for micro and macro economy. So if you want to just check out, read those economy, macroeconomy in the dominating part, and read some basic concepts of microeconomy also. And moving on to the next important topic is Indian polity. It talks about the Indian constitution. A lot of people have a doubt that what to study for Indian polity. Do we have, a lot of people say that we have politics. You don't have a politics in civil services. It is all about Indian polity, which deals about the Indian constitutional law. So basically you'll have to find out what you mean by the Indian constitution. For that, the best thing in your NCERT school level is the civics. Civics chapters are very, very popular. So read the democratic politics. So read the civics chapters of NCERT, which will give you a basic idea of how the Indian constitution system works in India. So that is a very important thing that you should start reading. And after that, you have read history, geography, economy, polity. Then you should start reading environmental science. That you can start from 6th standard onwards, because environment is divided for civil services in two important parts. One is basically the basic environment, and the next is the current affairs part. So for prelims as well as mains examination of the civil services, you expect two type of questions. One is the basic environment science, and the second is the current affairs aspect. So start reading NCERT from 6. In this environment portion, reading from 6 to 10th standard is very important. And after you read the 10th standard, in the 11th and 12th, I will not ask you to read the complete science textbooks, but there are certain environmental areas which you can definitely pinpoint from the 11th and 12th, or else read from 6 to 10. That will be very helpful. And next is science and technology. Again, science and technology for civil service perspective is divided into two parts. One is the basic science, and the next is what we call as the current affairs aspects of science and technology. So basic science is definitely 6th standard to 10th standard books. Normally people say that you need to read the 6th standard, 7th standard, 8th standard books. But if you find reading it difficult, don't worry, there are many NCERT summaries also. A lot of people from non-science background find difficulty in reading and going back and reading the science textbooks. So you can read the books of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and have a basic idea. Because you have time, you should start reading the science books and some basic physics, some basic chemistry, some basic biology will definitely help. If you find science difficult, there are NCERT summaries also which will solve your problem. And for the science and technology part, you will definitely have to watch out for the newspapers, current affairs, because anything science and technology related things happening in the newspaper is the most important thing that you have to study for the basic NCERT level. So this is the basic approach or the book list for reading NCERTs from a basic preparation level.